What up, YouTube? Just staying TV here. You know, I'm cooking right now, and I'm not gonna lie. Of course, I wouldn't. It feels amazing to be alive, have the ability to be able to make some food, and have the ability to eat it. You know, how to stop willfully sinning. Under my previous video, I had a video request on how to, you know, how to control ourselves and how to stop willfully sinning. Willful sin is when you know something is wrong and you still continue to do it in the name of sin, you know, whether it's struggling with an addiction or, you know, trying to stop doing something, trying to stop lying, you know. Anything could really be an addiction because our sins are really just things that we're addicted to, you know. And this is the first time in like ever that I've actually had like a true video request, and it feels great. It makes me feel good, you know. Not in the sense of like, oh, it's stroking my ego, but it just feels good that people care enough to want to hear from me, you know. It's really confirmation from the Most High God that I'm in the right direction and that I'm doing like the proper thing. I'm gonna try to speak up, but like speak louder. But yeah, it just feels good that I'm here, you know. It feels good, you know. The video request was by a man, I believe his name is Angusbeef. That's his YouTube handle. I forgot the numbers behind his name. I'm gonna put his name in the bio. Matter of fact, I'm gonna put his name in the title. And I hope you see this, Angus. But in order to stop willfully sinning, matter of fact, before I get into that, let me talk about gifts. Gifts is what I feel like God gave you that's automatically a talent, you know. I've always been interested in the arts. I was 7 years old drawing, so I felt like my gift was like my art, you know. But I'm starting to understand that my true gift is speaking. The way I go about life, the way I process things, the grace that God has given me, the discernment that I have. Like when you feel like you understand things that you were never taught, that you know things that it's like you constantly live through the Spirit, and you be preaching wisdom that no one ever taught you. You just somehow know it. I feel like that's always been a part of me, you know. And a lot of people have these gifts too. It's not like only one person has a gift, like, you know, nobody else has it. You know what I mean? I feel like God has truly blessed me with like that as being my gift. You know. 1 second. I don't care how clean you think you is, always wash your glass, you heard? Always. But yes, I feel like my gift is honestly speaking, and it's articulating in the way I go about life. I think it's God ordained, and I'm so blessed to be who I am, you know? And that's why I feel like I'm in the right direction of me just, you know, getting my point across and me talking to you guys and me just expressing myself, you know? I feel like in terms of willful sin, you have to truly hate the way you feel when you're committing that sin, you know? And it's right on time. I had a buddy of mine, I'm not going to disclose his name. He basically told me that he fell short on his discipline. He performed acts that he told himself he wasn't going to do anymore. And he started to backslide, you know? He started to apologize to me for him not being, you know, as checking in on me as he feel like he should, you know? I told him, it's like, first of all, you're on the path less traveled. You're on the path that most men, let alone people in general, aren't trying to do. He's truly on a self-improvement wave and cut out all his addictions to the point where he's not truly sinning, you know, anymore. You know, we're always going to sin, whether it's in our minds, but he's trying to perfect his acts in the word of Jesus Christ, you know. And I'm telling him, I'm like, man, you have to keep pushing. Don't give up on yourself. That's what I said. That's what I'm relaying it to you guys in short. I told him, I was basically expounding more on what he told me, but I'm not going to put his business out there, you know. But in order to stop willfully sinning, you have to truly hate the way you feel when you're committing that act to the point where you're disgusted in your body, you know. Willful sin is when you're just sinning and you know it's wrong, but you do it anyway. You know what I mean? You have to hate the way you feel as you're committing those acts. You know what I mean? As I've said in multiple videos in the past, my addiction was pornography and smoking weed. You know what I mean? And man, for 2 years, really, I was battling it for a good little minute, but within the recent 2 years is when I really was like trying to like actively stop. You know what I mean? When I started to feel like true conviction, to the point where like, if I was high, there's gonna be a catalyst for me to masturbate. You know, there's no control. I have a video on that, and the video is called "Weed Was a Catalyst for My Porn Addiction." You know what I mean? And not everybody's probably like that. Some people will smoke weed and have full control of their sexual urges, but me, I just wouldn't. You know what I mean? And it got to the point, that's not even part of my character. That's not even really who I am to the world. But behind closed doors, I was truly battling with that. And I have no shame with talking about that, because for those who try to judge and scrutinize, you either have demons just like that or yours are probably worse. You know what I mean? I'm glad those are my demons. You know what I mean? I'm glad I wasn't like an alcoholic, because that's a different type of battle. You know what I mean? And God can heal you from everything, you know? I'm glad that what I was struggling were my struggles alone, because it could have been a whole lot worse. You know, I could have been a R word, you know what I mean? I could have like a dapeist, you know what I mean? I could have been like, anything could have been upon my spirit, but God told me, you're gonna battle with your lust, addiction in terms of pornography, and smoking weed, you know what I mean? And I'm just glad that was mine, you know? It got to the point where I truly didn't like myself when I was under the influence. Like I would be chilling, and then like I would hate it, because I knew that I was gonna be struggling going back to my room after I'd be high. Like, man, I hope I don't watch porn tonight. Fuck, like I gotta do my best just to fall short. And that is the worst feeling, being stuck in that darkness. You know what I mean? And especially when you understand that when you're reading your Bible every day, but at night you're still falling short to the devil. It's a terrible feeling. It's moving in the darkness. I had to literally hate the way I felt when I was high, and that's the only reason why I stopped. If you still feel like, oh man, I know I shouldn't do it, but you still like the feeling when you do it, it's just not gonna work. You're gonna keep falling. BRB. You have to truly hate it all. You have to hate all of it. You have to hate everything about it, you know? You have to despise the way you feel when you're sinning. And that's the only way to beat willful sin. Other than that, you're just gonna keep failing until you're gonna contemplate giving up. But you can never give up, because you have to remember, you're on the path less traveled. You are still fighting. You're doing God's work. It's not going to be easy. You're gonna fall, and you're gonna keep falling. But eventually you're gonna find that God is removing the taste out of your mouth to do that. I literally was praying to God, like I'll be high and I'll go home and I'll just be praying to God, like, God, please remove the taste for weed out of my mouth. Like the urge, the drive. Don't just stop me from doing it. Like, don't make me force myself to stop doing it. Allow me to genuinely not want to do it. You know what I mean? And truth be told, as time progressed, as I kept failing, it got to the point where I just like despised the way I felt. You know what I mean? It brought me to tears one night. I'm gonna make a separate video talking about my ego death and my breakthrough, which was the last time I ever smoked weed. You know what I mean? It came to that point. You know, you have to truly ask God specifically what you want. And it's the only way to escape. It's the only way to defeat willful sin. You have to ask God to remove the taste out of your mouth. Other than that, it's just not going to work. BRB. You have to cast all your anxieties to the Lord. It's the only way to win. There's no other way to win. You have to give it all to God. You have to. Like, you literally have to. You have to. You have to tell God that Look, God, I know I'm failing. And I know you have something better in store for me, but you have to remove this out of my desire. You have to get me to the point where I just don't want to live this life anymore. Boy, I thought it was a little shell in there. I thought I failed on camera type shit. Did something drop? Nah, that ain't nothing drop. But, like, it got to the point where I just, oh, there's a little shell in there, man. Man, I'll get him out in a second. I'll get him out. Don't know if you got a girl. I mean no disrespect, but I want you to rule my world. Oh, boom, there you go right there. Trip. But, yeah, you have to cast all your anxieties to the Lord. You really do. You have to pray specifically for ones you want. Don't be afraid. Because I felt like a true hypocrite when I'll be like, God, please get the taste of weed out of my mouth, but I got weed in my car ready to smoke for the next day. I'm already thinking about after, okay, I get out, I leave the gym at so-and-so, I'm gonna take a shower, I ain't gonna talk to nobody, I'm just gonna smoke, you know what I mean? This is in my thought process, and I'm having premeditated sin, which the Bible says don't do that. Don't be so prepared and be preparing for the next day, because tomorrow's problems, right? Still plan for the future, but don't cast anxiety onto something the next day, because God has to give you that day. You might not even wake up, bro. You know what I mean? And we have to truly be grateful for everything. But I'll still be praying to God, you know what I mean? And I'll be like, God, I'm such a hypocrite. Like, you know, I'll be feeling like such a failure, you know? And it just got to the point where God he heard my prayers even through my sin. I was being blessed even through my sin. I'm trying to tell you, like, this is like the biggest thing of this whole video. God will bless you even when you're sinning. He will bless you through your willful sin, as long as in your genuine heart you know good and well that you truly want to stop. God knows you're suffering. But you also have to show God that you don't want to suffer no more. You know what I mean? You have to. It's the only way. You can't be, I'm sinning, so I just feel like I can't pray to God. It's like, I get it, because you feel bad. You don't want to, like, show your face to God, you know? But you have to say, fuck that, bro. You have to genuinely keep praying through it, man. Don't be ashamed. God already know how you feel, bro. God knows your heart, man. Like, when they say God knows your heart, that don't mean you can continue to sin. It just means that God understands that, you know, that you truly want better for yourself, even if it's not happening, you know. Because without God, our flesh is so weak, and you really understand how weak you are once you try to get over your addictions. It's like, damn, I can do all this. Damn, I'm in the gym every day. Damn, I'm doing everything I can to make money. But when it comes to porn, I just can't stop. I can't stop touching my own penis. Like, what kind of shit is that? And you gotta start telling yourself these things so you can understand how ridiculous it really is. You know what I mean? And then you're gonna find yourself that I just don't want to be that type of person. That type of person, not always that they're gonna burn in hell. They're just not gonna amount to anything. I can still make it in life. I'm not gonna reach my full potential if I'm living with this sin. Why would God give me my full potential if I'm still discrediting him every day? It'll never happen. It'll literally never happen. Like, man, there's some people who are just blessed in the world, and you see all the money, the cars, the women, they do all that, and you wonder, like, how are they living so sinful, but they're being so blessed? I mean, yeah, they look blessed, but you don't know what their spirit and their soul is like. It was in their life path to get a lot of things that you may want, but the trade-off is your soul might be so much more in tune with God than theirs is, you know what I mean? You have to worry about yourself, you know what I mean? You have to worry about yourself. Do not be out here comparing yourself to people that you have no access to. And the people you do have access to, make sure those people are healthy for you, because a lot of people will be sending you closer to hell than heaven, bro. I'm trying to tell you. Like, these people out here be wishing the worst for other people. Like, you have to truly have good people around you, and find you some type of people that can help you on your journey, who are also probably struggling with willful sin, who want to get better together. Because y'all can keep each other accountable. You know what I mean? If you can't find those people, God is really all you need. Because at the end of the day, like, God has always been. God is the one that goes to sleep with you every night. God is the one who wakes up with you every morning. God has been there every step of the way. You know what I mean? Not even parents and family could be there every step of the way. So you have to truly pray to God and cast all your anxieties into Him, and He will get you out of your willful sin. You know what I mean? Bottom line, this video: if you want to stop willful sin, you genuinely have to give all your anxieties to the Lord. You have to pray, God, remove the taste for this, whatever your sin is, out of my mouth, please. And you will feel like a hypocrite. You'll feel bad. You'll feel like a two-timer. You'll feel like a fake lover of God. But do it anyway, and God will help you. As long as you truly want it out of your heart. Do not get comfortable. You have to keep fighting, and the fighting doesn't stop. I'm probably gonna make a part 2 of this video because I kind of felt like I was kind of talking kind of all over the place. Man, Cap, I wouldn't say all over the place. I'm cooking, so my brain is kind of working fast. But I'm gonna expand more on this. And yes, you have to give all your anxiety to the Lord, because He will never leave you as long as He knows that you truly want better for yourself. You know what I mean? And watch what happens. I'm telling you, it's magic. Man, I haven't smoked weed since July 16th, and I don't even miss it. That's amazing, bro. It's February 2024. This is July 16th, 2023. I'm flourishing, and I feel better. I'm so awake. You know what I mean? You come across this video, God bless you. Just stay on TV. I'm going to talk to you guys tomorrow.